amazing souls. Welcome. Today I wanted to talk about the power of safe mode and being in survival mode, but why that happens and how we can shift that. Hello, my name is Soraya. I'm a shamanic practitioner, certified life coach, and I'm here to help all of us heal from past trauma, step into our confidence, step into our wild heart, step into our mastery. So when we're talking about safety mode, I like to call it like a default mode. We have a natural default mode. When this happens, our nervous system is triggered. We get overwhelmed by something in life, new experiences, new people, places, things. But really to our nervous system, this is triggering our nervous system. It's triggering a flight, fight, or freeze response. And for neurodivergence, it's triggering those oversensories. It's triggering those overwhelms. It's triggering those spaces of isolation. So have you had those moments, especially recently, because we're closing out timelines, where we're feeling overwhelmed, where we hear a lot, where we feel too much, where we're over expressive, over emotional, or wanting to go into deep spaces of isolation to hide from the world? When this happens, we're trying to protect ourselves, right? We're trying to protect our inner child. We're trying to protect ourselves. And when we get into this triggered trauma response or this survival response, everything gets really loud. Everything gets really loud. We get really overwhelmed. It's hard to breathe. It's hard to calm the body. It's hard to feel at peace. It's hard to stay focused, especially for my ADHDs and my neurodivergence, because we're doing so many things. We're focusing on so many things. And it's important to remember that this is a normal response. And this happens for everybody, especially for us professional women and us entrepreneurs. We're spreading past our comfort zones. We're expressing ourselves in bigger ways, in new ways. We're putting ourselves out there to be seen, to be heard, to be felt in new ways, in new experiences. This is overwhelming, and it triggers that trauma response. It triggers those spaces where we feel unsafe, unseen, unheard, and a lot of times isolation is what we do to protect ourselves. So if we find ourselves doom scrolling, if we find ourselves nodding out, or like not being able to hear the people around us, like, do you ever have people like, did you hear me? Right? We're in that trauma response. We're in that flight, fight, or freeze response. Or if you're watching a lot of Netflix, or you're not feeling connected to your life, or your meditations are very difficult and you're not able to connect to spirit, or you're non-responsive to your friends, family, children. These are all signs of being in survival mode. And really, this is our body's way of protecting us. This is our body's way of protecting us and keeping us safe. So when we get into this survival mode, when we get into this safety reset, what is our body trying to do? It's trying to reset itself, right? Our nervous system's trying to reset itself. Our mind is trying to calm down. We're trying to come back into our body. And a lot of times, especially us in America, this Western civilization, we're always so rushing. Rush. We just drink more coffee and do more energy, and we push more, we try harder, which really leads us to that burnout. And it leads us to that space of feeling unqualified, not enough, not ready, I don't wanna, right? So what can we do when we get into the survival mode? First off, when our body is trying to reset itself, we have to allow it that time and space to reset itself. Also, if we're getting into isolation for more than a few days at a time, it's really not good for us, because we're self-sabotaging. We're setting ourselves up for failure. We're not showing up in our lives. We're not showing up for our friends. We're not showing up for ourselves. We're not showing up for our family. So really pay attention to the triggers and how long you're in that survival mode and how you can get yourself out of that survival mode. Survival mode is okay. It's a normal human reaction to protect ourselves. But when we're into that extended periods of time, then we get into that space of depression or feeling inadequate or not enough or unqualified. It doesn't have to be that way. This can be a space of healing. This can be a space of reflection, of transgression through our life, so we can let go of things that are overwhelming us. We can stretch out of the spaces that don't fit us anymore. And when really that's what our body is asking us to do anyway. So really look at our lives. Where are we feeling overwhelmed? Where is this showing up for us? What are our triggers? Why is it feeling uncomfortable? Our body's responding for a reason. And it's really important to give yourself that time to reset. If we're not giving ourselves time to reset, we are bypassing our feelings. We're bypassing the healing process. And we're leading to burnout. We're leading to sickness. We're leading to depression, anxiety, fear, disease in the body, right? Because we're not allowing ourselves that space for our body to calm down, our nervous system to reset, so we can be ready for this next stage in evolution. Now, this is really coming up right now because we're in between this eclipse, the full moon eclipse and the new moon, the solar eclipse. We're in the space of the in-between.